Good evening, people, and welcome back into the workshop for another Dave's Diary update. I had been well into the video and I kept on mucking up my words. I couldn't think of things and doing all sorts of things. So, darn it, I deleted it. Production value. I was going to make the last video, well, I did make the last video this afternoon, and that's what I said, well, that'll be the last one. Then I recanted and did another video, and now I'm back out again. Gee whiz. The thing is, I'm contemplating my next move. And the next move is to, if necessary, adjust the panels, and this will be when I start to assemble things, so yay, that we're getting to a good point. But when we go to assemble the panels, we do the double check, the triple check that all the measurements are correct. To my knowledge, all of these panels here and down here have been cut to the correct dimension. Width, I'm not too worried about. They've all been cut to the same width, so that's good. Length, we've got the vertical panels and the horizontal panels, fine. But when I go to assemble them, that's when I make just prior to, that's when I make my final can't be changed decision whether they're the correct measurement or a measurement that's not going to bother me. And if I have to cut them down, then using the dimensioning router that I would normally want to use, I might not. My dimensioning router setup works very, very well, and it, in combination with the parallel arm guide fence gauge gizmo, works really, really well. Except when you're pushing those big panels past, along the edge of the rail, past the router bit that would be, out to where as I'm standing, out to the right. If any movement of that panel occurs, the router could bite in a way that I think would be quite dangerous and disastrous for the cut. That is the problem of having the material move past the machine, and that is why that is a good thing. The machine moves past the material, so it's around the other way. That's why that will be good when I get to use it in that manner. The machine moves past the material, and I had contemplated very seriously using that setup. Can you see it? I'm not pointing in the right direction, am I? Sorry about that. But that combo of the router and the accessory that goes on the track rail, I was contemplating using it to edge and dimension the side of the panels, be it the shelf units or those longer ones. But don't have dust extraction set up for that, and I don't want to muck around doing that just yet. I don't want it to distract me. And there's a wee bit of fiddle with that. And then I thought, what is the square? And this is where I caught myself. I just had reviewed the video, and I mentioned about how I sometimes will test for square a panel. Square as in the edge squareness. So I sit the panel on its edge like this, take my square and put it up against the panel, and I'll see how square it is, rather than trying to just test the square itself. Now, I did a video this afternoon talking about my preference. No, don't do it that way, do it this way. And there's a simple and good reason for that. And the alternate one was, like I said, stand it up on edge like this. It's in its natural position, and put your square up against it like that and see how square it is. If it is, yay. If it's not, it'll show up. Now, that shows up very, very closely to square, but not perfect. And that was using the router. I annotated that edge so I can track it when I'm doing all these things. So I know I've got a little bit of fine-tuning to do with that. I don't appreciate the sensitivity or the complexity of trying to move a little foot up and down to achieve that. It would be better if it were to be a screw type fitting, so you could turn it in very small increments rather than having to loosen a wing nut and sliding a foot up and down. That's just too hit and miss. So no. So I'm going to look at that, and it may well be that I need to put a pad on the base of it at a specific size. So I'm going to be investigating that. Putting a pad on this base, and this is just the foot here, but if I put a pad over this whole area, it will make it way more stable. Not quite as adjustable as the Makita original part, fine, but I think just looking at it the way I have, I think I prefer the idea that I'm working on, like the approach. So we'll see. The other thing that could be done is in one of these holes, this one here, this wing nut here, is for the use of when you're using the 8mm bars. There is another slot when you're using the 12mm bars. Apparently other routers have a bigger bar to go through the base. That means that there's a point there where there's a place for a thread, probably a 4mm thread, maybe, something like that, M4. Well, if I put an M4 bolt down there with maybe a something on the end of it, pad, can I then make this adjustable each end and then lock it off into place once I've got that? Sounds reasonable. Or I put a pad along the bottom and I can screw through that into the pad or some such. But I need to have that a little bit more refined in getting that adjustment so that, it's easier. Now, all of that, put that aside. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Okay, now, if I turn the panel over this way and test the opposite edge, and I put my square in like that, and I have a look at it and go, dang, that's not too bad. It's no better than the router one in there. It looks pretty darn good. So I'm thinking, as it stands, not that, but as it stands now, that's the cut from the track saw itself. With the new blade in, it gives a really nice finish. Well, why don't I set everything back up as normal, pretty much normal, and I use the panel being stationary and the machine going over it to dimension it if I actually need it. That means all panels can be done safely and quickly, and it's got dust extraction, etc. But the refinement is I use the parallel arm fence guide gauge gizmo down this end, so I can put it down here, pretty much like I've got right now. Let me give you the example. Set it up into place here, drop it down, and now I can wind the panel in and out to my heart's content with the refinement that I need, the small movement, and then run my saw past it to take the edge off. That was the job of the router, yes, but now that I've got a couple of issues that I want to address, well, maybe that's all I need. It's already set up. It's already made the cuts, which are pretty darn good. Why not make use of it again? Yeah, new blade does wonders. So yeah, that was my thoughts when I came out here. Ditch the idea of the router completely just now. We'll work on it. Don't use the dimensioning router, which is still my preference. Trust me, much better. But in the meantime, if I want to, just use the standard track saw system with the parallel, the gizmo on this side of the rail, pointing camera. Gee whiz, David. And on this side of the track to give me the adjustment. So that's what I'm thinking. Quite like the idea, actually. So yeah, it's got a lot of merit, and as I said, it's much, much safer. it won't, I don't have to worry about the panels moving because they're stationary. Yeah, so simple things. We sometimes trap ourselves into, it needs to be done this way, and it just is forever done that way. And then when we stop doing it that way, we wonder why we even did it that way in the first place. So, yeah. Still like my router setup because it has proved itself very, very effective. So I'll be looking at that approach to using the arms, the gizmo, with the wee sled type arrangement. Excuse my cough. Probably for that, though, it does need to be a little bit different in format. It may need a longer rail. Well, I've got them over there. May need a longer rail because you'll need the lead in on that side of things to slide the panel past, along. So, yeah, that makes it a little bit difficult. And, yeah, there'll have to be a bit more sticky-outy panel on that end. Well, I've got one up there, and it was designed to be used for when I do a full width custom wood sheet, plywood sheet, the 1220 or the 4 foot wide one. This is only a 1400 long rail, and I swapped that out and put a 1900 rail in it, that one over there, and I used that piece of custom wood, which is extra long, to allow me to put my pins in the right place to allow a full sheet to go in between. As it is at the moment, the maximum I can get in between here is about 950, something like that, whereas that can get me allows me to put the full 1220 in. That being used in this situation with a longer rail and a wee bit of a sled type of item may be the way to go. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff I can do, but whether I do or not, well, we'll see. Rightio, and yes, and I've already mentioned about why this has been dragged out. This is my accessory to be able to do holes in the middle of a panel. It is being looked at for the consideration of making a mini one of it. God, I do not point the camera in the right direction, do I? To make a mini one of this and embed or attach in some way a bit of threaded rod. And that threaded rod would mesh into a longer threaded rod so that the threads themselves engage and locate accurately so that I can then move it along in required increments, whatever that requirement is, to make marks on a piece of material so I can drill it on the drill press. The logic there is, or the supposition is, if those threads are machined accurately in the manufacturing phase, they are identical down to the last fraction of a millimetre between each ridge, the thread, so that if I wanted to move it along 50 mil, I can move it along X number of threads, and hey, I've got the correct position, another 50, or 100 in this case, and I should be able to get some fidelity out of using threaded rod rather than getting laser cut steel. Now, if I wanted to have spacings of odd number, I can still achieve it, and that is something that no other simple approach like that can achieve, especially workshop based, how you make them, short of a CNC machine. And I don't have one, and I don't know anyone with one, so I've got to make good, whatever I can, if I can. So yeah, that's the other thing. And I've talked about it. Don't know whether I kept the video though. Fingers crossed I did. Rightio, that's it. So 20 past 10 at night. What am I doing up? But hey, yeah, I just come to do the lockup, so now I'm going in and hitting the sack. Rightio, that's it. I will see you in the next video, hopefully with something positive and some of these panels assembled. Well, that would be nice. Rightio, that's it. I'll see you later now. Bye.